In today's class we're doing a ladder flow. That means that with every sun salutation we do, we add another pose. As we get warmer, we'll hopefully be able to do the more challenging poses that we add towards the end more, maybe comfortably, more easily. Prop-wise, you'll be needing a block or a book or something like that towards the end of our class in the seated poses, but also for our balance that will be added during the ladder flow. So place that towards the front of the mat, so that doesn't bother you, but that you have it within reach. We also might need a belt, and for our yoga belt, we'll need that at the end of the class, so you can just place that to the side, you don't need that straight away. As always, listen to your body. If you ever have any pain, please be really mindful, come out of the pose. Do not push yourself to injury. If you're feeling a bit of discomfort in a certain stretch or in a certain movement that you normally don't do, that might be okay depending on what you want to do, but no pain. If there's any poses you don't like, don't do them. You can just wait, especially in the ladder flow, if the next pose that I add on, you're just like, oh, I don't want to do that, then just stay in the previous pose, or come to standing, or come to a child's pose and wait for us. And child's pose is always an option. If you need a little bit of a break, please do it, absolutely no problem. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoy it and I hope you have fun. Okay, cool, and we're starting in child's pose. So for child's pose, maybe have your knees slightly apart or together, whatever you prefer. I quite like having my knees a little bit apart. Toes touching, so big toes are touching in the back. And we're coming down, forehead to the ground, or if you prefer, you could also place your block under your forehead so you don't sink so deep if you find that uncomfortable. And just reaching your arms out in front of you, palms nice and wide, and let's take one nice deep breath here. Inhaling through the nose and maybe exhaling through the mouth with a sigh. Maybe having a few more breaths like that, or if you're happy, coming to inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And as we breathe here, feel our body lifting with the inhale and sinking down, becoming softer on the exhale. Inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, the chest is sinking down. Inhale, feel your abdomen press against your thighs. Exhale, feel the belly button move towards the spine. Breathing in your own rhythm, how it's comfortable for you. Maybe take one nice deep inhale now, filling your lungs as fully as you can. Breathing in, filling your entire lungs, and exhale, squeezing all the air out of your lungs, engaging the core at the end of it. One more deep inhale, pumping all the air into your body, and exhale, squeezing it all out. Now we're going to do a little side stretch in our child's pose. So we're going to walk our left fingers over to the right. So we're just like walking our fingers like the hand in the Adams family, just walking our fingers over, and either leaving our hands next to each other, or if you can, you could try and bring your left hand on top of the right. So
Left palm is on top of the back of the right hand. Pressing our hands together, feeling that stretch in the left shoulder and in my left armpit and maybe into the ribs even. Have one breath here, inhale, exhale, one more breath, inhale, and with exhale we're just walking our hand back to where it was, the left hand back to where it was, hands shoulder width apart. Now the same thing on the other side, so walking our right hand, walking the fingers over to the left and bringing the right hand on top of the left or having them next to each other if you prefer that. Right palm on the back of the left hand. And we're pressing our hand on top of each other, feeling the stretch in that right shoulder, right armpit, and right ribs, side body. Inhaling here, exhale. Inhale and exhale, we're walking our right hand, pulling it back to where it was. One breath here in the middle. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're pulling our hands under our shoulders and we're pressing into our hands. And we're going to come into a tabletop from here for a cat-cow. So our hands are under our shoulders, fingers nice and wide, and our index fingers, middle fingers are pointing forward. Our wrists, elbows and shoulders are stacked on top of each other. Our knees are hip width apart, toes, feet are pointing back. And we inhale, we're arching our spine, creating a C in our spine, and we're looking up. Exhale, we're pushing the ground away, rounding our spine, tucking in our pelvis, tucking in our chin to our chest for our cat. Inhale, we're arching our spine again, shoulder blades together, really engaging the back bottom muscles. Maybe bending those elbows if you like that, looking up. Exhale, we're pushing our shoulder blades apart, creating width in the back, chin to chest, squeezing the air out of our belly. Inhale, cow again. We're looking up, feeling the stretch as we look to the ceiling in our throat. Exhale, rounding, tucking the pelvis, really bringing our chin to our chest, bend, rounding that neck too. One more, cow, looking up. And exhale, cat. At the end of the exhale, coming into a neutral spine, coming back to tabletop. Lovely. We're going to tuck our toes, and we're going to lift our knees off the ground and pushing into our first downward dog. Feet are about hip width apart. We can step our feet in slightly if you want. And let's walk our feet here, walk the dog, so to speak, bending one knee, and the straight leg we're going to try and bring the heel in contact with the ground, or just as close as we can, waking up our calf muscles here, and doing that as slowly or as fast as you want. Maybe hear some of your joints clicking, that's totally fine. As long as it doesn't hurt, obviously. And now coming to stillness. And we're setting up our down dog so that we know what we're doing once we move through our sun salutations. So our toes are pointing forward, heels are pulling towards the ground. They don't need to be in touch with the ground at all, but by pulling them towards the ground, we're activating our calves. Engaging our core a little bit. Flat back, if that means that you have to bend your knees, that is totally fine. Shoulder blades are pulling slightly apart and shoulders away from the ears. Fingers are pointing forward, index fingers pointing forward, fingers nice and wide. Pushing into the whole hand, not just the ball of the hand, but also the palm and the knuckles of the fingers to spread our weight evenly through the hand and protect our wrists. We're looking towards the space between our big toes. And we're breathing here for one, just to feel this down dog so we know what we're doing later. Inhale, exhale. The next inhale, we can start walking our feet towards the hands. Gently, gently walking towards the hands. And we'll start stopping behind our hands, maybe a foot length behind our hands, maybe a bit closer, whatever is comfortable. We're just hanging here, stretching the back of our legs, the hamstrings, maybe even into the hips. If you want, you can sway from side to side, drawing your fingers over the ground. You could hold opposite elbows if you prefer that, waking up our lower back. Okay, coming to center in stillness. We're bending our knees, and we're bending them so much that our abdomen and our chest are in touch with our thighs. We're tucking our chin to our chest, and we're gently, gently rolling up, super slowly. And the last thing that lifts is the chin of the chest and the head. Coming to standing. Lovely. Let's do one side body stretch here. So we're standing, spreading our feet, toes nice and wide, and let's step our right leg in front of the left leg, about a foot width behind the feet, and try to have your hips more or less facing forward as much as we can. I'm going to inhale that right arm up, and exhale, we're sliding the left hand alongside the left thigh, reaching over with the right hand, feeling that stretch now, probably more in our lower side body, like hips and side abdominal muscles, obliques. Inhale, exhale. The next inhale is gently come out. Stepping back and doing the same thing on the other side. Nicely spread our toes. Stepping over with the left foot again, trying to have our hips more or less face forward. It's going to be a bit difficult. I'm going to inhale, raising the left arm up, sliding the right hand down our body, reaching over. Maybe looking towards the palm or just looking straight ahead. Lovely. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, coming out of the pose. Okay, we're coming to the front of our mat. Coming to Tadasana. So that's first of all, so for Tadasana, mountain pose, you can have, as you move through your Sun Salutations, your feet hip width apart if you're more comfortable, or feet together. We're lifting our toes off the ground, spreading them wide, and now we're trying to lower them down one at a time. Little toe, fourth toe, middle toe, second toe, and big toe. Maybe if you've been doing this for a while, you notice how your feet are getting a little bit more mobile individually, not feet to toes, sorry. Maybe if you want, lifting your heels off the ground. We're engaging our pelvic floor, perineum, so we're tucking our pelvic floor, engaging the core, rolling our shoulders back, down, opening our chest, palms are facing forward. Lovely. We're standing as if someone is pulling us by the top of the head, but we're gently tucking the chin. Nice flat neck. Standing here. We're going to inhale, arms up, and exhale, engaging the core to protect our back. We're coming down. You can bend your knees here for your full forward fold, Uttanasana, palms alongside, palms are on the floor. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, we're stepping back with the right foot, followed by the left foot into our plank. Inhale and exhale, knees down, chest down, chin down. Inhale, we're sliding forward, Cobra, Virabhdrasana, elbows onto the body, toes pointing back, looking forward, working our back. Exhale, we're tucking our toes, pushing into our down dog. If you want, you can step your feet in a little bit. When you come from Cobra or Up Dog into Down Dog, engage your core. Imagine that you're sort of, by engaging your abdominals, you're sort of pulling yourself up from your abdominal muscles. That makes it a lot more safe on your back. I found that sort of by focusing on my abdominal muscles as I'm coming out, that my back is a bit happier. Staying here for one more breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, stepping forward with the right foot in between our hands, followed by the left foot. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, lovely, looking down. Exhale, full forward fold, palms on the ground alongside the feet, forehead towards the shins. And inhale, engaging the core again as we come up. Exhale, hands into heart center, lovely, other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, stepping back with the left foot, followed by the right. Inhale and exhale, coming down, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, slide forward, cobra. Elbows into the body, shoulder blades together, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, toes down, and pulling yourself up by your abdominal muscles. Stepping in and staying here. Index fingers pointing forward, shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades apart. Breathing here. Okay, with the next inhale, we're stepping our left foot in between our hands, followed by the right on the exhale. Inhale, hands to shins, looking down. Exhale, hands down, full forward fold. And inhale, engaging the core again, coming up. Exhale, hands down. Alright, we're starting to add. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, we're stepping back with the right foot. And we're going to bring the right knee down, untuck the toes, and coming into a low lunge here. For the low lunge, have your hips face forward, pushing, imagine that you're trying to push the shin into the mat. I can't do that, I don't know if it's anatomically even possible, but just by doing that, you're activating that hip stretch a lot more. Staying here for a few breaths. You can have your hands on your thigh, on your hip, alongside your body, whatever feels good to you right now. Inhale, exhale. So having both your hips point forward, so not having the right hip isn't pulling back. Inhale and exhale, hands either side of the front foot, tucking the right toes, lifting the knees, stepping back into plank. Inhale and exhale, knees down, chest down, chin down. Inhale, sliding forward, cobra. Exhale, pushing back, pulling yourself by the abdominal muscles back into down dog. Inhale, exhale. Okay, next inhale, stepping the right foot forward, followed by the left foot. Inhale, hands to shins. Exhale, hands down, full forward fold. Inhale, engaging the core and coming up. Exhale, hands down, other side. Let's keep going. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Maybe we're getting a bit warmer at the back of the legs. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down. We're stepping back with the left foot, doing the same thing, lowering the knee down, untucking the toes. The further back you step, the more you're going to feel that stretch in your hip flexors. And again, hands either on thigh or wherever you want to place them. And again, try to do the impossible and focus on trying to pushing into that shin, into the back of the foot to activate that stretch that you'll feel. Staying here, breathing. If at any point you find that uncomfortable on your knee, you could roll over your mat and use double cushioning. Okay, and inhale, exhale, hands either side of the foot, tucking the toes, lifting the knees, stepping back. Inhale, exhale, knees down, chest down, chin down. Inhale, sliding forward, cobra. Exhale, we're tucking the toes, so engaging our core and we're coming into down dog. Inhale, exhale. Breathing here. And inhale, stepping forward with the left foot, followed by the right foot. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, engaging the core and coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. We're continuing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold. If the hamstrings at the back of your legs are warm enough now, you could leave your fingertips on the ground in line with your big toes. So hands down, we're stepping back with the right foot. We're coming down into our low lunge, only for a moment. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, hands down, tucking the toes, stepping back into plank. You can continue to come down, knees, chest, chin, or if you wanted to try from plank with your toes nicely tucked, rocking foot onto your tip toes, and then bending your elbows to 45 degrees into a Chaturanga. And then from Chaturanga, inhale, we're pushing into an upward dog. Only the backs of the feet and the hands are in touch with the ground, looking up. And then exhale, we're pushing into a downward dog. Inhale here, and exhale, bringing the sole of the left foot to the ground. We're stepping forward with the right. Inhale, coming into a warrior two. For warrior two, our front leg, so the right leg, toes are pointing forward, knee is bent, knee is over the ankle, and try not to have your knee fall in, but keeping it in line. Inhale, arms up, arms are at shoulder level. And you look at your front fingers, back fingers, making sure that you're nice and line. Also, you want to have your body nice and central. So you might be a bit too forward. Pulling forward, and then imagine someone's pulling you back, having that little tug of war, and then you end up in the middle. Lovely. Body is in line with the long edge of the mat. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Breathing here. Inhale and exhale, bringing the hands either side of the front foot, and from here we're stepping forward to a forward fold, half forward fold. Inhale, hands either to shin or fingertips to mat, and exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, engaging the core and we're coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Other side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're folding forward. Inhale, half forward fold, fingertips to mat or hands to shins. Exhale, we're stepping back with the left foot, coming down, and taking the toes, coming into our lower lunge. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale, we're already bringing your hands down, tucking the toes, lifting knee, stepping back into plank. Again, you can come down, knees, chest, chin, or maybe we try one more, Chaturanga. Going a bit forward, that forward shift before we come down helps to keep our shoulders in the right alignment and protect them. So coming down, we're bending the elbows like a triceps push-up, and then inhale, coming into an upward facing dog, Virabhdrasana, and exhale, pushing into down dog, Ardha Chandrasana. And staying here for one breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're placing the sole of the right foot down now, and exhale, stepping forward with the left. Inhale, coming up. Warrior two, Virabhdrasana 2 on the left side. So, left toes pointing forward, left knee over the left ankle, slightly behind, but ideally not pushing forward, that's not great on your knee. Having the knee not fall in too much, arms are at shoulder level, body along in line with the long edge of the mat. Inhale, exhale, staying here again, trying to find that middle. We go forward, going back, and then ending up in the middle. Inhale, exhale, breathing here. Your drishti, your focus point, is the middle finger of the front hand of the left hand here. Okay, inhale, exhale, hands either side of the front foot, and we're stepping forward with the right foot. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, or fingertips to mat. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, engaging the core and coming up, flat back.
Inhale, hands into heart center. Okay, hope you're getting warm. I certainly am. Okay, keep on going. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're folding down. Inhale, half forward fold, hands, shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, hands down. We're going back into that long step back for our low lunge. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And if you want, now we'll do a quad stretch. So for that, you can either just kick out your foot and leave it there. If you have your belt nearby, you could create a loop with your belt and catch your foot in that loop, pulling it closer to you. Or maybe you can reach your foot with your hand or with both hands. And by pulling that foot closer to your glutes, you're really stretching out that quad, the front of your leg. Great for runners, great for cyclists. I find this really uncomfortable. I don't particularly like it, but I guess that's a sign that I have to do it. Stay here. Try to keep your hips and your shoulders in line again, like square and in line with that front edge of your mat. So not have one shoulder too far back or one shoulder too far forward. Okay, inhale, exhale, we're letting go of the foot, we're placing hands either side of the front foot, lifting the knee, stepping back into plank. Inhaling in plank, and you come down, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga, and then sliding forward and either into Cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, pushing into our down dog and staying for one breath. And remember, we've already done a warrior two, so we're coming back into our warrior two on the right, stepping the right foot in between the hands. Inhale, coming up into our warrior. Staying here for another breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale, hands either side of the front foot, and you're stepping forward. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to the shins, and fingertips to mat. Exhale, fold forward, fold forward towards the shins. Inhale, engaging the core and coming up with flat back. Exhale, hands into heart center. As we're adding more poses, we're spending more time in the new pose and less time in the poses that we've done, so it's quite fast. But I think hopefully it's fun. Let's do the other side. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold, fingertips to mat, or hands to shins. Exhale, stepping back, nice long step in with the left foot now, into our low lunge. Coming into our low lunge, again pressing that shin towards the ground, activating the hip flexor. Inhale, exhale, and now we're going to lift again that left foot off the ground. And either you can stay here just with the foot in the air, or you make that belt again, with your, that loop again with your belt, sorry. See if we can catch the foot and pull it towards us. Or maybe you can reach your foot with your hand or both hands, pulling it in. Wherever you are, whichever option you're going for, staying there for a few breaths. You might notice, I'm noticing it, that one side is much tighter. I'm feeling the stretch more than the other. And that's just dependent on like how you work your body, a lot of the time being whatever. If you're right-handed, your right side you use more, stronger, left-handed the other way around. So just where you've got more muscle tension. It's totally fine, but it's good to notice and acknowledge. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, letting go. Moving my belt. Hands either side of the front foot, lifting the knees, stepping back. Inhale, exhale, coming down, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, sliding forward, Cobra or upward dog. Exhale, pulling us by the abs, coming into our down dog. Maybe stepping our feet in a little bit. Inhale, we're lifting our foot. Actually, sorry, first we're placing the sole of our right foot down, lifting the left foot, and stepping into our warrior two.
Lovely. Coming into our warrior two, setting us up. Nice flat body along with the long edge of the mat. Arms alongside the shoulders, looking back, checking both arms, not that one's way high or way low, especially the back one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, so hands either side of the front foot and we're stepping forward. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, and fingertips to mat. Exhale, full forward fold, hands onto the ground. And as you put your hands, palms on the ground, push forward as if you're trying to move your mat forward. That might help you straighten your legs a bit more. Inhale, engaging the core, and we're coming up. Exhale, hands and down. Next one. We're adding 2 or 3 more poses, so we're here a bit longer. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, engaging the core, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down. We're stepping back with the right, lowering the knee, coming into a low lunge for a moment. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're bending that right knee, maybe grabbing the foot with our hands or just leaving it there. Not using the belt now because we're moving relatively fast. Just staying wherever we can. Inhale, and already exhale, hands down, tucking the foot, lifting the knee, stepping back into plank. Inhale, we're coming down, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Now we're sliding forward, upward dog, or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Stay for one breath. Pushing into the hands, feeling the stretch in our hamstrings, in the back of our knees. Placing the left sole foot down. Inhale, right foot in between the hands. Coming into warrior two. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, we're coming into extended side stretch of Utthita Parsvakonasana. So the right arm can be either on above your knee, and we're reaching over, or you could also try and bring that right hand on the inside of the right foot. We're staying here for a few breaths. Inhale, exhale. Trying to open your chest and stack your shoulders on top of each other. Not round your chest, your shoulders towards the floor, but pulling it open so that your chest is really nice and open. Feeling the side stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, placing the right hand on the floor, left hand on the outside of the foot, and we're stepping forward, both feet next to each other. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, or fingertips to mat. Exhale, pulling ourselves down. Full forward fold, sorry. And we're coming up, inhale. Hands down. It was like a little malfunction in my brain there. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Uttanasana, that's what I was going to say. Now half forward fold, hands to shins, fingertips to mat. Exhale, stepping back, lowering the knee, coming down on the left side for our low lunge. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're lifting the left foot off the ground, either staying here or maybe seeing if we can hold the foot. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, letting go, exhale, coming down, lifting the knee, stepping into plank. Inhale and exhale, either knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, sliding into cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, into our upward dog. In, breathing here. So the right foot's down, stepping forward on the inhale with the left foot. Arms up, warrior one. Two, sorry. Warrior two, Virabhdrasana 2. Inhale and exhale now. Extended side angle pose on the left. So the left forearm can be on the thigh above the knee. And we're reaching over. Or
placing the left hand on the instep of the left foot. Both is fine. Opening the chest. Looking toward the palm or straight ahead, whatever you find more comfortable. Inhale, we're placing the right hand on the ground, left hand on the outside of the left foot, and we're stepping forward. Inhale, half forward fold, hands to shins, or fingertips to mat. Exhale, Uttanasana, full forward fold, getting it this time. And inhale, gauging the core, we're coming up. Exhale, hands down. 2 more poses to add, so we're moving a little bit longer. Alright, inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, stepping back. Lowering the knee, low lunge. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale, we're kicking the foot in, either here or grabbing the foot. Inhale, exhale, lowering the foot, untucking the knee, stepping back. Inhale and exhale, knees down, chest down, chin down, or Chaturanga. Inhale, we're sliding forward, Cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, we're pushing back, down dog. Placing the sole of the left foot down. Inhale, we're stepping forward with the right. And we're coming into Warrior 2. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, coming into extended side angle. Either arm on the thigh or hand on the ground. Inhale and exhale, we're lengthening, we're stretching that right leg. We're coming into Trikonasana. Hand can be on the thigh, on the shin. Could also have the back of the hand against it so that you're not resting, but you're pushing the hand against it. The left arm's going straight up. Arms are in line. So imagine you had like a beam of light going through into the middle finger at the top of your left hand, shining through your arm, through your shoulders, and then going through the other arm into the ground. Nice, long, straight line. You can look towards the top or you can look straight ahead. Whatever's more comfortable, or to the ground, whatever's more comfortable in your neck. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And inhale, let's bend our knee again. Bring your hands either side of the front foot and we're stepping forward. Inhale, half forward fold. Hands to shins or fingertips to mat. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, engaging the core and coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Right, other side. Inhale, we're coming up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, fingertips to mat or hands to shins. So hands down, we're stepping back with the left foot, lowering the knee, coming into our low lunge for that hip. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale, we're kicking up our knee and either trying to grab the foot or just leave our foot there. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lowering the foot, hands on the side of the foot, lifting the knee, stepping back, plank. Inhale here and either coming down, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. From Chaturanga into upward dog or into Cobra form. Knee, chest, chin, pushing back into downward dog. And breathing here for 1. Placing the sole of the right foot down, stepping forward with the left. Inhale, Warrior 2. Breathing here, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, coming into our extended side stretch. So again, either the forearm on the thigh, reaching over, maybe hand on the ground. Inhale, exhale here. And now we're straightening the front leg, the left leg. Hand can be either resting on the side thigh, grabbing the thigh, or left hand, or grabbing the shin. Do not have it on your knee. You don't want to put pressure on your knee. Other arm up. Or you could have the back of the hand, forearm against the left leg. Arm, top arm, right arm is straight, pulling up. Again, imagine that beam of light that's coming from the ceiling into your middle finger of the right hand, shining through your body, coming out in through the shoulders, through the arm, into the ground. Really nice. Breathing here. Alright, let's bend the left knee, hands either side, and we're stepping forward with the right foot, feet next to each other. Inhale, hands to shins or fingertips to mat. Exhale, full forward fold. Inhale, engaging the core, we're coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Alright, it's the last one. Yay. Inhale, arms up. We're adding a balance now as we exit. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, fingertips for half forward fold, hands to shins. So hands down, we're stepping back with the right foot, lowering the knee, untucking the toes, coming into our low lunge. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale, we're bending the knee, we're coming into our quad stretch. Maybe grabbing the foot. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and we're letting go, hands either side, front foot, lifting the knee, stepping back into plank. Inhale and exhale, coming down, knees chest chin or Chaturanga, into our back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale, exhale. Placing the left foot, the sole of the left foot down, stepping forward. Inhale, into our warrior two. Lovely, really nice warrior there, great focus. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're coming into our extended side stretch. Lovely. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, straightening that front leg, coming into our triangle. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and now just maybe gently bending that front knee, and we're looking forward, we're looking ahead of us, ahead of our mat probably. We're going to come into, this is where you could use your block, you could stand that up, and come into a half moon pose. So we're going to push into that back foot, and we're lifting up, balancing on that right leg, trying to stack our hips on top of each other, and reaching that left arm up. Looking up, shoulders on top. It's okay to wobble. The block is a nice help here. Looking up and either pointing like crazy or flexing your foot. Just keep the back foot, the floating foot active. That will help. Inhale and exhale. Let's bring that left foot next to the right. Hands either side of the foot. And inhale, engaging the core. We're coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. I'll do left one, last one from the other side so you can actually see me. Come on. Very sweaty today. Okay. Last Sun Salutation with all the bells and whistles. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down, engaging the core. Full forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, hands down, we're stepping back into our low lunge. Lovely. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're kicking our foot up. We're trying to reach if we can, or maybe or not, also fine. For our quad stretch. Inhale, exhale.
Inhale, we're letting go of the foot, hands either side of the front foot, lifting the knees, stepping back. Inhale here and exhale, either knees, chest, chin or Chaturanga. And from here, either Cobra or Upward Facing Dog. Exhale, we're pushing back into Down Dog. Inhale, exhale, placing the sole of the right foot down. And inhale, we're stepping forward into a Warrior Two. Leaving short arms, heart shoulder level. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, coming into our extended side stretch. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, coming into our triangle. Hand can be on the thigh, on the shin, or back of the hand against the leg. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, we're looking forward. We might bend our front knee a tiny bit, looking forward, maybe ahead of our mat. Ooh, maybe pushing a little bit forward. Ooh, actually step back, it's too close to the sofa. And we're coming into half moon pose. So for that, we're trying to stack our hips on top of each other, stack our shoulders on top of each other. Arm up. It's okay if your leg falls down, it's okay if you wobble, if you fall out, everything's fine. Hand on the block is a great help. I just left mine behind. Staying here. Okay, and now bringing the right hand down, right foot next to the left foot. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, full forward fold, last full forward fold. And inhale, coming up. Exhale, hands into heart center. Lovely, well done. Just checking the time. Okay, cool. Well done. That was fast, but hopefully still okay. Let's have just a quick balance again in half moon pose without the flow, just so that we can see how we do it. Not properly, but we've got more time to set it up. So if you take your block, if you get a block ready, you can do it totally without a block. Place that down. And we're going to let's bring our hand on the block and then lift, starting standing on the right, lift our left leg off the ground. And as I said, you want to flex or point the back foot. Whoop. Flex or point, because somewhere sort of halfway house, that's not really engaging your back foot, and it's much, much more engaged that way, which will help with stability. You want to stack your hips on top of each other. So if you think of Warrior 3, where our hips are sort of, hip bones are shining down like this, half moon pose is stacking them on top. We're making us flat. And then we're reaching up. So our hips are on top of each other, our shoulders are on top of each other. That looks really good. Lifting our leg, try not to have it droop. Looks really good. And let's come out. You can do this a bit more often in the next few sessions maybe, or I'll try to include it a bit more often. But there's so much that you can pay attention to with these poses. Just like, all right, the hips have to be on top of each other, the shoulders have to be on top of each other, the foot, the leg, there's so much. But that's one of the great things about balances, that because you have to pay attention to so many things, your mind goes very quiet in them. Because if at the same time you were thinking about that email that you didn't send or whatever, you wouldn't be able to balance at all. So in a way, balance is like quite a good way of shutting up our mind when it's thinking too much. All right, let's do the other side. So place the block to your left. We're facing the block, bringing our left hand on the block, and we're lifting our right leg up now. And again, you can try to do that little difference of coming into a Warrior 3 first, where your hips are shining, pointing down, where your back is flat, as if someone could
you're almost like an ironing board in Warrior 3. The back is flat. Whereas if you come into half moon pose, your back is, you're making yourself, great, making yourself flat, in the other way, making yourself sort of like really slim, like you could fit between two planes of glass. Similar in a sense to we do in triangle, making us really flat. And let's come out, have another go if you want. But I think that was really good going there. I realized that I just said that was our last forward fold. It wasn't. We're going through a vinyasa to get to the floor, so sorry about lying. Okay, let's come to the front of our mat. We can move a bit more slowly this time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, coming to our fingertips. Exhale, we're stepping down with whichever foot you want into plank. We're slowing down, so knees, chest, chin is lovely here. And now we're sliding forward. Exhale, we're pushing back into a down dog. And now inhale, we're lifting our right leg up. And exhale, we're coming into a pigeon, so we're bringing the right foot behind the left hand, right knee behind the right hand, lowering down the back knee, the left knee, maybe walking that foot back a little bit if you want to. By the longer, at least I find that, the further back my back foot is from my shin, the more I sort of create space between my hip and my shin, the more intense the stretch, this hip opening becomes for me. Good. Okay, so you can stay here on your hands, stay on your hands together for a moment. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. If you want, you could try to come down to your forearms. Try to square your hips again, maybe pull that left hip forward a little bit. Just moving, you can try, experiment with how you pull your hips, how you align your glutes, and how you feel that stretch, because that's something that's, I think, a very personal thing. And if you wanted here, you could try and come down onto your chest. That's not necessary at all. Stretching out those glutes, opening the hips. Wherever you are, let's stay for 3 more breaths. Okay, we're pushing up into our hands if we're down on our chest. And now we're just going to flop to the side. I realized that was 5 breaths, but I always get a bit lost in that pose. We're going to bring our left leg out in front, and we're coming here. You might need now your block and your belt near, coming into Janusasana. So for Janusasana, belt is great, head to knee pose. So left leg is straight, right leg is bent, sole of the right foot is against the inner thigh of the left. It can be as close to your groin as you can get it, or a bit further away, and if you find it's really uncomfortable, it could even be sort of closer to the calf, whatever works for you today. That can be really different from what worked for you yesterday as well. And we're going to do a little tiny micro twist to have our chest, instead of facing in between our legs, face over the straight leg. And here a belt is great. You can bring that belt around the ball of your foot, holding it in either hand. Inhale and exhale, pulling yourself down. If you don't have a belt, use an alternative, or just inhale your arms up. Exhale, folding down, and hold wherever you can. So that can be your thigh, totally fine. Calf is great. Ankle is great. Foot is also good. But whatever you do and wherever you hold, try not to round your back and close your chest. So if the only way you can reach your foot is by rounding your back and really closing your chest, it's better to just hold your calf and just have a nice open chest, shoulders pulling back a little. Wherever we are, let's stay here for another 3. This time I mean 3, and I will count in my head. Okay, inhale, let's look up. Exhale, let's come back to seated. And we're going to be doing twisted Chandrasana. So we're taking our block, if we have one, and we might not need it, but maybe if you want to, you can place that block on the inside of your left leg. And we're going to place our arm, our left forearm, either on the block or on the floor next to, against the calf. If you can't reach the ground or you find that really uncomfortable, that's where the block is perfect. The block is making poses accessible and more comfortable. So placing our hand there, our foot is flexed. Imagine the foot is pressing against an imaginary wall. And now we're going to reach over with our right hand. We're going to try and touch that same imaginary wall with our fingertips. So stretching our side body here again. We're reaching over. The arm is very similar to our extended side angle pose from our flow just now. Stay here for another 3 breaths. Okay, inhale, we're coming out. We're placing our right hand, maybe, 3-4 inches, 20 centimeters-ish, away from our hip on the right. We're going to come into this variation of a side plank, just for a moment, stretching the other side. Lovely. Inhale and exhale, we're coming out already, just stretching our body in the opposite direction. Now we're going to have to, through cross-legged, hands out in front of us, stepping into plank, pushing into down dog so that we can do the same thing on the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, we're coming into pigeon, so left foot behind the right hand, left knee behind the left hand. Coming down here, bringing the right knee, the back knee down. You can either come down into pigeon right away, or if you wanted to try, you could walk that back foot back a little bit to intensify that hip and glute stretch. Stay here for 2 breaths together. And you can either stay here for the whole time, or if you wanted, you could come onto your forearms. And here, maybe experimenting, you can also do that when you're on your hands, where you're with your hip alignment, pulling that back hip, the right hip forward, left hip back a little bit. And if you want, you could stay here, or you could try to come onto your chest. And wherever we are, we're going to stay for 5 breaths, because we stayed in this pose for 5 breaths before. If you're on your chest, push into your hands. If you're on your forearms, come onto your hands. We're going to fall onto our glute and bring that right leg forward. And just on pigeon, the more parallel to the front of the mat the shin is, the more intense it is. And what I sometimes have is that when I'm in my pigeon, I'm quite an intense pigeon for me, and I stay for a moment. At some point, I will hear my mat move, and sort of my foot will pull back a little, and the mat will just get a bit sort of rumpled up, and that's totally fine. That's just your body saying, I don't like this, and just going back when you didn't realize that it might have been a bit much. So if that ever happens to you, that's just totally normal. Okay. Chandrasana. Right leg is straight. Foot is engaged, left foot is against, sole of the left foot is against the inner thigh of the right. Can be as close to your groin as you want, or as far away as you need. Do what feels good to you. Again, doing that mini micro twist here so that our chest is facing the straight leg. Getting a belt maybe, putting that around our foot. You can either pull here, or if you don't have a belt or don't want to use a belt, you could inhale your arms up, exhale, holding the foot, holding the calf, thigh,
ankle, wherever you can hold, but making sure your chest stays open. And again, you will notice that one side is easier than the other, and that can be 1,001 things that cause that, and that's totally fine. And you don't need to go as deep, as far into a pose on one side as you did on the other. If it's just not accessible, it doesn't feel good to you today. Staying for 2 more breaths. And inhale, we're looking up. Exhale, we're coming out of the pose. And we're doing a twisted Chandrasana, Virabhdrasana Chandrasana again. So you can place that block on the inside of the right calf and placing your right forearm onto that block. You could also place your forearm onto the ground, but if you don't have that available, placing that block, you're elevating the ground. You're lifting the ground up closer to you to make that pose more accessible. And once you've done that, again, that right foot is pushing against an imaginary wall. We're now reaching our left arm up and over to touch that same imaginary wall. Staying for 3. And inhale, coming up and out of the pose. Placing our left hand about 3-4 inches, 15-20 centimeters away from our left glute, our left hip. We're going to come into that variation of a side plank, just a little counter stretch, and coming out. Lovely. We're getting ready, we're getting closer to the end of our practice. We're going to come onto our backs. Coming onto our backs gently, knees are bent. If you have your block ready, you could use your block actually. I'm going to do a really gentle bridge here, and you can either do, so feet are hip width apart, knees are hip width apart, feet are on the floor, as close to your glutes as you can get them. Maybe you can touch them, but it's okay if you can't. And you can either lift up here with the arms beside your body, or you could take your block, slide that under your lower back, that bony part of your lower back, and rest on there for a really nice supported bridge, whatever you want. If you're doing the non-supported bridge, oh shit, sorry. I need to bring that to another room. Sorry about that. Yes, so bridge. If you're not using the block and you're not doing a supported bridge, your arms are beside your body, palms are into the ground, and we're going to inhale, we're lifting our glutes off the ground, pushing into our feet, staying up here for a moment. Supported bridge is lovely if you just bring your block under your glutes. We're staying here for 3 breaths, wherever you are. If you want a supported bridge, lift your glutes off the block, take it away with your hand, push it to the side, and then gently, all of us together, calming down. Let's bring your knees into your chest, hug them, rock from side to side. Little massage for the lower back. And we're going to let go. If you wanted, you could do like any last minute stretches you want, like a happy baby or a little side stretch, but also we can just come into well-earned Shavasana. For Shavasana, our feet are hip width apart. Feet are falling out. Maybe bringing your shoulder blades together a little bit. Arms are beside the body, palms facing up. Hands are, I don't know, like 3 inches, 15 centimeters, something like that, away from our hips. If you wanted to maybe very gently here open your hips, you could come into a reclining cobra for which you would bring the soles of your feet together, creating that diamond shape between your legs, and gravity will just pull your legs apart for a little hip opening here. It's a really lovely relaxation pose. And if this becomes a bit too much on your hips at any point during this relaxation, you could just stretch your legs out. Whatever relaxation you've chosen, find stillness in your body now. Inhaling through the nose, one nice deep inhale. And maybe exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Letting go of any tension, any last muscle engagement that you are maybe unconsciously engaging in. And let's scan through our body, making our forehead smooth, releasing any wrinkles, any muscles on the forehead, releasing any muscles that are tense around our eyes. You don't have to see or understand right now. You don't have to frown with, any emotion. We're just lying. Releasing your jaw. We hold so much tension and frustration in our jaw muscles. Doing that by just gently separating our teeth and having our tongue not glued to the roof of the mouth, but our tongue is just lying in our mouth. Sometimes it can be quite nice here to just wiggle your jawbone around a bit to release it. Release any tension in your throat, your neck, in your chest. Feeling your arms lying there relaxed. Palms soft, not holding any tension, not holding weight, not reaching, not grabbing, just lying. Fingers gently curled in. And our chest and our abdomen gently moving with the breath, like a leaf. Just lying on a pond in a very gentle breeze. Breath is not just moving our chest, but it's also moving our ribs. It's moving our back, our middle back, upper back, and even the lower back very gently. The breath is also pulling into our perineum, pelvic floor area, into our hips. Gently, gently lying there. Hips are open, soft, our glutes are not holding tension, just relaxed. Thighs, quads and hamstrings are warm after all that movement. Our knees are soft, hopefully no pain. Calves are relaxed, our shins. Our feet are also relaxed, either just the air against the sole of our feet or feet touching each other. Nice little comfort that touch can bring us. We're just going to lie here, relax. Fidget, sigh for a moment, full relaxation. slowly come back into your room, into your mat, into this moment. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale, and again maybe a sigh on the exhale. Get some movement back into your body, with your fingers, your toes, your wrists and ankles. Bring your feet together, your arms overhead, holding your fingertips, pointing your toes for a nice full body stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And let go. Bring your knees into your body. Give yourself one last hug. And rocking gently from side to side. And let's fall onto the right, using your right upper arm as a pillow. Left hand in front of your chest. Inhale and exhale. Let's push into that left hand and gently come up to seated. Sitting in cross-legged for one moment. Inhale deeply and exhale. Let's do one nice breath. Inhale, making a circle with our arms. Exhale, pulling our hands down. Inhale, bringing our thumbs to the space between our eyebrows, the third eye, for clearing kind thoughts. Thumbs to our throat, for clearing kind words. Thumbs to our heart, for clearing kind feelings, for others and for ourselves. Let's bow with gratitude to the practice of yoga and with gratitude to ourselves for moving today. Thank you so much.